Hey Ketosis Mom followers and Amazon shoppers, today Joe is taking over the live stream. So Joe's going to be here today going through all of his this or that favorites. We have been asked by Amazon to start comparing things, this or that, in comparison for the upcoming shopping season. So that's exactly what we're doing. On the storefront, last time I mentioned that Curations is new on the storefront. You can find all, sorry, I got to turn my volume down. I'm making sure you guys can hear me. You can find all of our This or That series in the very first curation, and I also added all of our fall and Halloween finds because that's something that everyone has been asking for as well. In the This or That series, you will find the whole idea list of everything that we're comparing, so it's easy to shop from, as well as short, usually under 2-minute videos of a comparison of 2 different items. Joe's going to continue that over into today. Say hello, Joe.
Hello. Joe's
going to be going over some of his favorite grilling items and comparing sometimes more than 2 things for you all. So if you have any questions, be sure to ask us. I am here today to help field all of the questions because I'm a little under the weather, so I'm not great at speaking today. So Joe's going to be taking over, and I am here for everything that you guys want to ask. Here we go.
So like Jen said, she's a little under the weather, so I'm taking over. Not everything is grilling related. Some of it's outdoors, some of it's things that you can use with your family.
Fun stuff.
So, don't have to worry about it being all about grilling. But, it is coming up on fall, and I know I like to grill and, at-home tailgating, so to speak,
yeah.
When the football game's on or playoffs for baseball. So we're going to start off with the ThermoPro TP20. I've had this for about 3-4 years.
Yes, I think it's your favorite.
It was the first one I bought when I got a Kamado style smoker grill, and I'm just going to show you a little bit about what comes with this package. It does have 2 probes. You can see one's a little dirtier than the other. That's because this is the one I usually leave on the grill grate, so it gets all the smoke on it, and I don't really spend a whole lot of time cleaning it. This is the one that goes in the meat. You got a probe on each side, plugs in. This is kind of the unit that you have that goes right next to the grill. When it's raining, a trick, I just put a plastic baggie over it, so that way it still works. You don't have to worry about it. This is the receiving unit. It has a 500-foot range, so the grill's downstairs and off to the side in the backyard. I can have this anywhere in our house, and it works just fine. You can set it up so it has a meat temperature, as well as kind of your grill temperature, so you can monitor if the grill temp is too high or too cold. Really love that. It does have a mounting bracket for the one that I do mount to the grill grate. And then it does come with these silicone tips because it is a sharp point on it. We have kids, so I put these back on every time. And then it has this nice little carrying case that keeps the probe wire all in one spot so it doesn't get too tangled. Now, one of our newest items, also from ThermoPro, which, by the way, I think Jen said this was my favorite. I think going forward, this is probably going to be my favorite.
Okay.
So this is the temp spike. It's the twin. So twin just means it comes with 2 of them in the box. I have tried these once because we did grill, or I should say not grill. I did smoke a pork shoulder using this. It's really cool because it is, the base is USB charger based. You'll plug that in, charge the base. The base then charges both of the temp spikes. And, it is nice because you can turn it on. It has an LED lit screen. When you pull these out, that's when it starts reading the temperature. You can have Fahrenheit or Celsius, and then it lists, this is the temperature for the black probe versus the temperature for the white probe. Right now it's recording, 72 degrees down here in our basement where we're doing the live stream from. It slides back in with the pointed end down and pops in, and then it'll go back to charging, and it does have a charging button. If you disconnect, there's a sensing button here that you can press. It also has, like I said, the light that you can turn on, and when you put it down after a few minutes, it does turn off on its own back in the charging station. It also gives you an indicator of how charged each spike is. Really fantastic. One of the things that I can't really show you because it doesn't come up well on the camera is that these are all controlled by an app. You download the app and then you program, what types of meat you're cooking, how long. It even monitors the cooking, so you can see how the temperature goes up for the grill or how the temperature goes up for the meat, or if you have a spike or a dip in temperature, this will relay it to the app.
Okay, I have a question.
Sure.
which one is easier setup? Like if so for me, I've never used stuff like that before. Which one's easier setup?
This one's going to be easier because you literally go into the app, you set your temperatures high and low, and it's easy to do because you're just pressing an app. This one, you're going to need the manual a little bit because you cycle through the different menus and work with it. So one of the advantages to this one, though, is you do not need a Wi-Fi or a Bluetooth signal.
Okay.
So what ends up happening with this one is once you go out of the range, you won't get a reading from the probe anymore. This one, however, if you're not close enough, because the way this works, that's right, pull it back out.
I did not know any of this.
These temp spikes connect to the base station, and then the base station relays the signal to your phone.
Okay.
So if your base station is too far away from the spikes, you're going to lose signal. If your phone is too far away,
you can leave the house.
Well, you'd have, like what I have to do with this is I have the base station relative in the kitchen. It has to stay in the kitchen because it's close enough to the grill where the temp spike is. And then I can usually walk around the house with my phone and, get a decent signal. This one, I can go wherever I want until anywhere in the house, upstairs, downstairs, and I always have a signal with it.
Okay, good to know.
It's really, this one's easier to use, much easier to use, but you have to be in a closer proximity than this one.
I think when we make our this and that videos for those, I'm going to have you do it, though.
All right.
Just saying.
Get these off to the side.
They're saying we're a cute couple. Thank you, guys.
All right, so we're also going to be going over some ThermoPro items as well as some standard. These are called, kind of your stick or spike thermometers. These are what you use when you're grilling and you're taking just a quick read on whatever you have.
I'm answering their question. They said, "How long have we been married?" And I said, "Too long."
Oh.
Go ahead.
So, I will start off, and let me preface this by I had a different ThermoPro stick thermometer, and during a move, we lost the cover for it. I loved it. So when Jen got me this is one of the higher end models for the stick thermometer. One thing I will point out for all of these, they do have a magnetic back. So if you have metal, like a metal grill table on each side, these will stick to the table. So you don't have to worry about them falling off. And that's on the back end here on all of them.
That's
nice. So this is the ThermoPro Lightning.
Okay.
This one is great because it takes about a second to get an accurate temperature read. Okay. It's the fastest of all of them. So here it's already monitoring. One of the nice things about this one, which I don't have in any of the other ones, is if you flip it, the temperature flips too.
I like that.
So you can go in either direction. You can lock the temperature in if you want to see that what temperature it actually was. You can switch from Fahrenheit to Celsius if you want. Really great. Love that. It does come calibrated, so you don't really have to do a whole lot with that as well. Very easy to use.
That's my kind of temperature meter.
And on the back, it does have... I want to get it
out and it works.
Your recommended internal temperatures. So if you're not sure what you need to cook, so it's got medium rare. It's also for beef. Then it's got pork, ham, and poultry on here too.
Yeah, I think I like that one.
They also have a little attachment if you want to hook it to something, because you can hook it onto one of the little loops on your grill. Like I have the little. I feel like
a lot of people do have hooks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I use that. Really great. I'm going to say this wrong. Kaizen. Or Kaizen.
It's one of those.
This is the IP100 digital meat thermometer. Again, they call it a stick thermometer because it's an instant read. This one takes a few seconds to get an accurate read. And you can, it does show you that to turn it on, you pull it all the way out. To turn it off, you just close it. It will shut off on its own. All of these will after a certain amount of time that you have them open. This one does have, the max min setting that you can do, as well as calibration you can do on here, and a Celsius or a light. Celsius Fahrenheit change. So it does have a couple of additional functions.
Did the first one have a light?
You don't really need a light because it's red.
It lights up.
It's red,
okay,
so you don't really need the light for that one. And realistically, it has all the other functions other than on here the max min, which you may or may not need for something. But this one is lightning fast. That's why it's called the ThermoPro Lightning.
I have another question.
Yes. Do
you have to calibrate these when you first get them?
It's recommended. Like this one, they usually come from the factory pre-calibrated. But if you're concerned, boil a pot of water. stick it in. It should read 100 degrees Celsius or 212 Fahrenheit, and as long as it's close to that.
Did you do that with all of them, or they were all good to go?
I've tested them out. This one comes good to go, so there's not really anything you have to do
Again,
there. These I've tested them out.
It comes out of the box and it just works.
This one also has a bottle opener on it, as does our last one, which can also serve as a hook.
That's important when you're grilling. I feel like that's important.
And this last one is just kind of a base model meat thermometer. It does have, the ability to have a light on it as well. You can tell it's just, again, base model compared to the other two. Has all the same functions: max, min, hold, calibration, Fahrenheit, Celsius. Does have kind of a little cheat sheet here as to say what temperature. So that's one of the things that this one doesn't have. This one came with a little booklet that had all the temperatures to cook at, whereas this one has the cheat sheet here, and this one has it on the back as well.
So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a behind the scenes to this too, because Joe has compared 3 different thermometers.
Technically 4, but that one, we
4.
missed a couple pieces.
But in the progression of Joe's grilling life, he started with the black one. Then he got the red one from me as a gift. Then he got the one that I keep saying is like my kind of
Well, technically I started out with a white version of the Thermal Pro, which was not as nice as this one. It was probably more online with this one.
So I feel like what I'm getting at though is like if you're trying to get a gift for someone who is a big griller, I would go with that one. But if you're also giving one to someone who is like me that just wants it to come out of the box and work, I would still gift that one.
Also, the nice part about taking a quick read in under a second is that you don't have to have your hand over the grill grate or having a glove on, which I usually do anyway.
Which when you said that, I was like, oh, good. I wouldn't get burned because I wouldn't be like in there like, when is this going to read? Yeah, no, I'm voting. So Joe curated today's live stream. I let him pick everything that he was going to be going over today.
When Jen realized she couldn't do this, I was like, all right, I can put together a handful of items real quick and do something I know.
If you guys hear me right now, the more I talk, the worse it gets and the more stuffed up I get, and then I start coughing and no one wants to listen to that. So I let him curate today's list. So I'm kind of playing along as audience as well because I have questions about some of these things too. But this is good. Let's keep going.
Yeah. So I try to have most of my stuff over here. I have some other stuff over here because I have some big things I'm going to be going over later. So I do have, first up, we go to the bear paws. These are like the bear shredder claws. So if you do make, I use these primarily when we make the pork shoulder or pork butt so that you can do the pulled pork and shred everything together. Because what I was using is my wife's large dinner forks.
The serving forks. They're called serving forks.
And I was just like using them to tear it apart. Now the good thing about pork shoulder, if you cook it right, it does pull apart pretty easily. But she did get me these so that I could just put them on like this and pull everything apart. They work.
I got tired of him using my serving forks, and then when it was time to serve things, my serving forks are already dirty. Yeah. So this was a gift from me as well.
So one of the things I will point out, be careful when you're using them. You may want to put a wooden board underneath whatever surface you're using. Like I had it on foil and just put it on top of a metal plate. And when you push too hard, you can bend the tines down at the claws a little bit. So some of these are bent. They still work quite well. But if you push too hard into a hard surface, it will bend them because these are hard plastic.
Now, what worked better, Joe? My serving forks or the bear claws?
These work better. Okay. They're a little more messy because your hands are closer to the meat, but they do work better.
But he loves the taste. Every time he has been begging me, can I make something on the grill this weekend? Can I make something on the grill tomorrow? So he has been like salivating over being able to make this again.
We did do sausage on the grill, or was it yesterday or the day before?
That was yesterday, and they were delicious. Yeah. I like everything just a little bit burnt, so Joe knows how I like it, and he burns it just right.
This is a meat potato masher. I have not used this one directly. It's more Jen that's used this one. I've used the old school potato masher, but if you're looking for something that'll go through and just like
get
mash
meat
potatoes
out.
and meat.
That I don't use that for mashed potatoes, so Joe's wrong on this.
Well, it is used for potatoes as well.
It is, but I use that when I'm doing. So we do Taco Tuesday at my house, and we take the ground meat, and even if it's just still a little frozen, you can use that masher and it gets it so much better than just using a spatula or a spoon or anything else. And so I absolutely love that thing, and it rinses off fairly quickly, and it's dishwasher safe as well. So I love that thing. So these are just 2 different things that you can use to try to get meat to separate apart easily. Yeah, I love that thing. Okay, your next one
now
is
it's all the fire starters,
all
I
the
believe.
fire starters.
So
I know absolutely nothing about any of these. So
all right, so let's do this. Let's go from this side to this side. So we'll start off with one of the newest ones that I have. I think I got this from Gigi, right? I think she gave it to me as
I'm
kind
pretty
of
sure.
a gift earlier this year. So these are the Quick Survive fire starters. Now you can use these for anything: campfire, fireplace, grill. They are safe for that. It has instructions on the back. So this is like a kind of starter pack. It comes with, I think, 3 of them in here. And you want to typically use 2 to 3, maybe 1 to 2, depending on what kind of fire you're starting. And it does have instructions on the back. I'll show you.
I actually want to see if this other camera. Yeah, you can see you better from this camera.
This one?
I'm going to put you on
So you
this
want me
one.
to look at this one?
Yeah,
All right.
since you like looking at me anyway,
All right.
I feel
will
like...
turn this slightly so that way.
Look at
I
Joe
am
shaking
facing
everything. Okay, yeah. I feel like I like it because you like looking at me better anyway.
Well, I'm talking to you half the
I know.
time, so it's a little easier. So this is an
Please
idea of what
ignore
these
all
look
of my
like.
clothing in the back. Those will
It's
be
kind
on
of like a
future live stream.
waxy material on the inside, and you're supposed to light a corner after you have these underneath your coals or your wood, and then it'll burn for about 10 minutes.
What is that?
It's kind of a wax paraffin type thing in there. Most of them have some kind of material like that.
I don't know. I've never used that before.
Yeah. So these, it's waxy material. It's brittle. But you put that in there and you can light any type of fire. I've tested it out once. Like I said, it's open. We've tried it a couple times once, and there's a couple more packs in here we can do. We have that for later, right?
Yes, we
Okay,
do.
so I'll show you one of the things we have used starters on other than a grill.
I think we do. Yes, we do.
Okay.
Yeah, it should be, unless there's like that mishap where we add stuff and it's not showing up again. Yeah.
So that's one. This is the starter pack. They do what Jen has up here now is the one that comes with. I can't remember.
I featured the right one now.
How many counts?
Yeah.
No, this one.
Oh,
like
sorry.
You have the big container. This is the starter pack of that. The next one is I'm going to say this wrong.
Starter.
I can't. I want to make sure I say this wrong. Weezroy. Weezroy fire starters.
I would say Weezeroy.
Weezroy. I think it's Weezroy.
Okay. We
Westroy.
butcher everyone's names.
This is a 64 count. I'm going to pull these out so you can see how these work. They come in a plastic bag, so it's not going to be too messy. So I don't want to pull it all out. But you can see these. Oh, sorry, I'm talking to the wrong camera now. But Weezroy fire starters. You can see Can you see the squares on it a little bit?
Yeah.
I can hold it closer. Let me open the bag a little too.
You can always scoot closer to the camera if you would like to.
Yeah, I just want people to see that it comes in kind of like a honeycomb type shape, and you just break those off. And these are a little bit smaller, so there's a lot more of them in the pack. You got to figure out once you start using them how many you really need to get your fire started, whether it's on the grill or in an outdoor fire pit type setting. But take a look at that. They do. Have some instructions with it as well. This, again, like I said, it's like a wax or paraffin. This is 50% wood dust, 50% paraffin. Okay. Paraffin is flammable, and then the wood dust will keep it going. These, again, are good for about 10 to 15 minutes to get them to light up and work on the grill. You can use any type of lighter for these. They take a light real quickly.
Okay.
No concerns. And on the back, they show, barbecue, stove, fireplace, whatever you want to use. It is waterproof, so it will start.
Oh.
Same thing for these. I will say this: waterproof. Will
so
start.
Even if you're grilling in the rain,
correct,
you can still grill.
Yeah, so that's really, really nice. So you don't have to worry about that.
Okay.
Then we have, and these are the ones that I've used the most. It's the Kamado Joe fire starters. And there's not a whole lot left. Oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I was wondering if there was any left.
Same thing, like they come in kind of a honeycomb. They're a bit larger, you can see, compared to the other ones. I'll pull that out again so you can see.
So I feel like maybe 2 or 3 of those equals.
You can kind of see these are about the size of maybe an inch by an inch, maybe a little less than that, maybe an inch by a half inch. In comparison, this is probably the size of about 3 to 4.
Yeah, I agree with that.
These.
Okay.
And I bought the Kamado Joe ones just because, I have that style of Kamado grill. And I wanted to buy things that I know they said worked with it, but realistically, it's a similar thing. It's a wax that is embedded in the kind of wood dust type material. Similar thing. Once you light them, they last for about 10 to 15 minutes.
Okay.
Yep.
So, of the 3 that you have gone over, which is your favorite?
I've used these the most, so I'll say that I have the most experience with these,
Come
and
on,
I can
Joe.
use just one of these every time. And the recommendation is 1 to 2, but I put these in with the lump charcoal that I use, and it starts every time.
So you use that specifically when you're grilling food, but not when you're just lighting like the
No, you
solo
can use it for
stove.
anything. It's used
Okay.
for a grill. I use it primarily for the grill. Sorry, I didn't realize because I'm looking at the back, and the back was right side up when the front's right side down. I've used these on the grill just because they said, it's great for grilling it, and you can use them for that. But these are also acceptable for grilling any one of
If
these.
I ever have to try to start the grill myself, now I'm learning how to do this. Yeah. Okay. Let's move on. Next is the cave tools.
All right. I'm just going to pull all these tools down right now so that way they don't go all over the place.
Okay.
So if you've watched us at all over the past years, you know that
Joe gets really excited for these, just so you guys know. He gets really excited.
My prior background was in research and development, and I spent a lot of time researching things, so I do the same thing with everything I buy usually. So I try to find something that's the safest or the most durable or just works the best, and I take a look at it.
I'm the impulse buyer. Joe is the I research it for 6 months buyer.
So first off, I have a pair of cave tongs. Jen got me a pair that I really like. It's cool. We'll talk about this later. It's a Darth Vader grill tong, a lightsaber thing. But one of the things that, although as cool as it was very flimsy when I was trying to pick up a heavier piece of meat, and I did drop a piece, which was not something I wanted to do. So I wanted to get something that was fairly heavy duty in stainless steel for ease of cleaning. So I looked at the cave tools because they happened to come up multiple times when I was doing searches on Amazon. I looked at the reviews, all positive. So it's pretty heavy duty stainless steel. It comes with this clip you can use to keep them closed. Otherwise they stay open. You can, or you don't have to use that. I see your face looking like there might be a question.
No, there was just something that popped up that I didn't know what it was.
Okay.
But I'll check on that after we're done. Yeah.
All right. So, these are the grill tongs. They're 17-inch grill tongs. They have this little leather strap on there. Again, you can hook it on this, or you can just put this on your grill hooks on the side of your grill. And the nice thing about this is they do have a part here that is serrated. So if you're kind of mashing up meat or a burger, you want to do a smash burger or whatnot, you can kind of do that. And I use these all the time. They have this kind of tapered edge on the bottom, which I can't really show you too well, but I'll show you that.
I see it. I see it.
Very heavy duty feeling. So I can pick up, a 16-ounce steak and it's fine. I don't feel like I'm going to drop it. Very nice, very heavy duty, very easy to clean. Like I said, I was looking for something all stainless steel so that it would be very easy for us to clean anytime we were using them. All right.
And I feel like those don't take you a long time to clean. So I feel like those
should have brought some of the meat borers onto the live stream too, but I wasn't thinking about that.
Yeah, that's okay. He did this last minute, guys. I feel like he's doing a good job. Okay.
All right. Next up is the barbecue spatula. This has both a leather strap and it has a stainless steel kind of hook attachment on the back end too, if you want to hang it from there. I've used both. Really no preference.
Is there a bottle opener on that?
I'm going to get to that. So in addition to wanting something a little more stable, because we did have kind of a generic spatula that I think the handle was falling off of that I had for a while, that I looked that up. These are fairly heavy, so they're going to be good and sturdy. It's got a serrated edge if you're looking to cut like ground beef or something else. You can do that, or any types of meats that are a little bit thinner. You can cut through it with this if you wanted to. It does
cut the burger in the half for the kids.
Yeah. It does say it does, as Jen said, it does have a bottle opener on here as well. So that's kind of nice, and it does have. Hope you can see a tapered edge here too that you can also use to kind of cut meat in different pieces on there as well. So it does have the serrated edge to kind of saw through a piece of meat if you want to do it, or it does have this kind of tapered edge if you want to just smash it down and cut through it.
And so that really works with steaks, burgers, vegetables. Like, if
I've never
will
used
it
it
cut
to cut
a baked potato?
Yes, you could cut a baked potato with this.
Oh, okay. All right. I feel like that's like my okay, is this gonna cut a potato? That's like my thing.
Which I do. It takes an hour and a half to 2 hours on the grill, but they're well worth it because it's got a smoky flavor. Jen loves that.
I love a smoked baked potato. Ooh, this one has a deal right now. At the time of our live stream, I have to preface this. At the time of our live stream, if you are watching this live, this item has a deal. If you are watching on demand and the deal is not there, then you need to tap follow so that you can see us when we're live, so you get the deals.
Now, you've noticed I've kept the little plastic baggie it came in, mainly because this gets a little dirty time to time with grease, so I will put that in there. The one nice thing about these, and you say, well, why did I get this one? So I'll go into that before talking about it. So this is from Grill Art, and it's a grill cleaning brush. It's also a scraper. It's got a scraper on one side here, and you can kind of use these little indents to scrape through the grill grates and clean them off. Or you can use this flat end here to just kind of push everything off the top. But these are kind of cool because you can just really scrape everything off the individual grates of the grill, which is kind of cool.
Everyone is going to the solo stove. Like, everyone is clicking
We will get to the solo stove.
So.
Right,
we might skip ahead to solo stove because, I mean, everyone is clicking it.
But why did I buy this? And it's, like, as of the live stream, it is on a limited time deal. So if you've seen a grill brush before, you might go, this looks nothing like a grill brush that my dad used to use. And the reason for that is there is occasionally a story that comes out that those bristle grill brushes, one of those bristles falls off as you're cleaning the grill.
Which is dangerous.
And you're like, well, I'm not cleaning while I'm cooking. Yes, but it could fall into, the area where you have your lump charcoal or your charcoal briquettes, and you cleaned out the grill, but maybe you didn't clean it out and you missed a couple of those bristles. When you're lighting up the charcoal, when you're cooking and the juices or butter or whatever's falling into the hot flame and into the charcoal, it pops. And when it pops, it's possible to send one of those grill bristles into the meat. It's also possible that you didn't know that a grill bristle fell off and got stuck to the grease on the grill grate as you were cleaning.
That's what I was thinking.
And then when you put the meat on it, there's a piece of it in. So there is stories about people doing that. And I didn't want that, obviously. So the cool thing about this, and there are other types that avoid that, but the cool thing about this is that it's still got wire, but it's coiled wire. There are no ends that are going to fall off. It's just coiled all the way around, and it's neatly spaced so that when you put it on the grill, it fits individually within the grill grate, and you can just clean back and forth.
Now, here's the difference between me and Joe. I would have just got on Amazon and bought basically the first thing that popped up, maybe the first top 3 things that pop up when I typed in what I was looking for. However, now that I know all this about this specific one, I feel like, no, that's definitely the one to get. Like, that is what I need. And I don't know.
Now, they do make other types
but
where it's like more like a sponge here, and then it does have this kind of thing too. I've not felt that they clean it as well.
Yeah. He showed me, so the edge on the other side that has like the part that kind of goes like this, he showed me on the ends how that fits exactly right on the actual grate line, and then scrapes the whole thing up. And I was like, what? Mine have never done that before. Yeah. So this is what's good about being married to Joe, because he actually researches things and I don't.
All right. I'm not going to worry too much about putting that back in right now.
This was a gift from our girls to Joe for Father's Day this year.
So sorry, I have a lot of things.
Yeah, he's going to grab that real quick.
So
and
I'm grabbing it.
My little one, she just turned 4. She points to like a couple of different ones and she says, Daddy Joe, you put this on my chicken.
Yeah. Now you'll notice that some of these are empty. So we're going to start off with this Chop House barbecue rubs and spices. So these are what they got me. And there are nutrition facts across the back. So if you're concerned about what's inside them, they also have what's inside each of these. There are 20 different ones.
We like going through and picking out what we want.
But make sure you take a look at what they actually are. Some of them are salt, so you don't want to, or spice, so you don't really want to use a whole lot of them. The ones that we've used so far are rubs or spice rubs, which that's the kind you can put a bunch on and rub it into the meat, and it adds the flavor to the meat. Whereas some of these,
thank you for the follow.
This
Amazon
one is
customer.
a seasoning. this one is just a spice, this one's a salt. You really don't want to put a whole lot of that, on your meat.
And I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret here. I'm the one who told Joe that because Joe was pulling out some of the salts, planning on putting it all over the chicken. I'm like, no. This is a salt. This is a spice. This is a rub. They're all different. We have to look at them. So now that he's educated, he can educate
But
others.
we can say that we've tried the Caribbean spice rub and the Montreal spice rub, and both of them were fantastic. So we're looking forward to trying the other ones too.
Thank you for the follow, Chris. It does not show us your name. It just says Amazon customer, but Chris is here, and this is Joe, and I am Jen, and you're on the Ketosis Mom channel, so thank you for following today.
So
if you have any questions, just let us know.
I'm not going to list all of them, but there's 20 different ones here. The 2 that we've already tried are fantastic.
We tried more than 2. You had all kinds of different. You had like 4. He had 4 different bowls.
I may have compared it to some of the ones we still had.
Okay.
I think
he had like 4 different bowls, and we all got to pick
too.
What flavor we wanted for our chicken.
The chili garlic. That one was used as well. There's a spice rub with a chili garlic.
Was good. No, there was one that was like a. Oh my gosh, what else did you use? There was one that I really liked.
Montreal, I think you liked that.
I think
or
the Montreal.
Caribbean, but the chili garlic, we did try some of those too. So we have used 3 out of the 20.
And the theory behind this gift was for him to try out different things, for us to try to see what we like, because they do have bigger bottles of these things too. But overall, like, you didn't use the whole bottle on I made, one time using it. This is going to last a while.
Multiple pieces of chicken, and there's still some left in this one. I used a lot out of the Caribbean, but there's still a little bit left. So multiple full-size chicken breasts.
I thought this was a great gift, and my 6-year-old picked it out.
Yep.
She picked it out, and she said, Daddy would love this.
All right, so now to continue with the this or that theme. Again, fantastic. Love that. This is our old standby, I would say, at this point, because we've been using these for years, whereas this is fresh. Now, we have like 15 different flavors, so I just brought down a few right now. I think
we have more than 15.
A lot of the ones that we've been using. And they also make kinds that you can put in your coffee or tea, and things like that.
A little about Flavor God, because I'm the Flavor God person. So I'm the Ketosis Mom. I ate keto for multiple years, and then now I'm trying to rotate back into more of like a all-around well-balanced diet. However, I get inflammation, and I don't eat sugar. So none of the Flavor God spices have sugar in it whatsoever. Even the ones that are like a cinnamon toast or a chocolate spice that Joe was saying you could put on your coffee. And so I like those because there's absolutely no sugar in them whatsoever. And so that kind of helps me out. There's also one that has it's called pizza. Mm-hmm. And then there's one that's called ketchup. And instead of using sauce, a lot of times on fries, you can just kind of sprinkle that on your fries so that you think that you're getting a flavor, right? So, yeah.
So I brought some of the ones we've used more recently. Italian zest, if you want to add a little
Thank
Italian
you, Barbara, for the follow today.
Obviously, we love garlic because this is the garlic lovers one. It's fantastic.
We've gone through 4 of those.
They also have one that's like a garlic salt. I don't have an open one. I didn't bring it down. I pulled ones from the drawer that we have open ones in. I love the lemon pepper one that they have, or the lemon zest. The honey barbecue. The kids like the honey barbecue one.
There's a Taco Tuesday that we use on taco night.
I missed that one. It is in the drawer too.
There's a Taco Tuesday. There's a
there is a Mexican seasoning one too that's really good.
The Italian one is probably what I use the most also. So there's an Italian blend that is.
What's this Italian zest?
Italian zest. Okay, so there's an Italian zest that you can use anytime you're making spaghetti, lasagna, meatballs. You can even put a lot of this on top of just like a very bland pizza that you get from the store and you're heating up, and then it gives it a little bit more pop of flavor. That's
so we love these. We've used them longer than I've had the grilling itch. I'll put it that way.
Yes, I would say that I feel like most of the Flavor God things are mine. I'm the one that has been really big on Flavor God, and then trying all their different flavors that they have over the years. And we have a lot of them because we have some in our coffee area, we have some in a drawer, and then we have a whole pantry that has just spices going up the wall. So we have a lot of them.
So moving on, because I think Jen said there's people that are very interested in seeing
the solo
some of these.
stove. Yeah.
So-
no, people have been clicking this too. So
Yeah.
let's go.
So this is the Coleman Fold and Go 2 propane burner grill. We used to live in a very popular state where they get a lot of hurricanes.
Yep. We
And-
used to have to be prepared for emergencies where we might not have power.
So
Yeah.
one of the things I will point out, I'm not going to do this, live just because I don't want to do it. This does hook up and screw in on the back so that you can attach your propane tank to.
Okay.
We have a bunch of those little green propane Coleman
Mhm.
Coleman propane canisters that we have even now where we're at now, just to have them. The grill grates, I'm not going to pull them out because they stick in there good, so they're not shaking all around. So these
Yeah.
grill grates or the burner grates come out, flip over, and pop back in. You do have dual burners, so you have dual controls.
Okay.
So each one will light. It does have a lighter on it too. We bought this just, again, we lose power. We wanted to have something where we could still cook food and heat things up if we needed to with pots and pans. So this is why we purchased this one. It was very well rated, and I wanted something where we had more than one burner.
But I feel like this is also for campers.
Yes, it is for camping.
Yeah, I feel like this is like if I was going camping, because we're not campers, we're just not. But if
This
I was
is a
going
camping
camping,
item.
I would have to have that because
Yeah, and one of the things that
What else am I
one of the reasons I picked this one specifically is
I
because
can't start a fire.
a lot of the camping ones are like an open flame top where you're just putting it on these little tiny pieces of metal and there's an open flame, whereas this one had the actual grates to flip over so that you can put a pan on it and not have to worry.
Exactly.
But it is designed for camping. It is a camping tool, but it's not why we purchased it.
Well,
And-
this used to, we had a whole emergency like closet where we used to, because we went through 2-3 hurricanes.
Well, one
Lots of
them
tropical storms.
just happened while we got there. We've been through mostly tropical storms. We were
Yeah.
lucky.
Yeah, we were pretty lucky. But one of the other items, so Jay's going to go over some of the lanterns that we had in that same closet too. But I felt better personally having this in that emergency preparedness closet, just knowing like, okay, I'm still going to be able to just get out a can of soup if we're stuck in this house and still be able to cook the can of soup.
Yeah.
But
And like I said with this,
that's my
dual on off, and then here's the starters here
okay.
for the unit. It's
I like that
about
it folds up.
10 pounds, I'd say.
Yeah.
But it
It's
also
cute.
comes with, they do well, it doesn't come with, they do offer a carrying case that you can get with it too, but I mean, we don't really need that. I mean, it's not that heavy, and it can fit pretty much anywhere that we have it. All right, so I'm going to try this. I don't know how well this is going to fit.
All right, while Joe does that, I'm going to remind everyone that if you are not currently following us, please tap the follow button. And if you are following us, please heart the live stream, because hearts also let Amazon know that you like watching us, and it helps boost our stream.
So I'm going to clarify why we got the Solo stove. So,
Because it's awesome.
well, besides that, Jen had bought me, when we initially moved into this house, she had bought me a very large outdoor fireplace. It's 500 pounds, needs to be put together, but we really didn't have anywhere to do it. And then we got sticker shock by the cost of how much it would take to put in either some type of concrete or paver patio. We're like, you know what? We're not going to do that right now. We still have that in the garage, but we're like, you know what? We still want an opportunity to have an outdoor fire. And one of the nice things about Solo stove, especially the one that we bought, this is the bonfire, correct?
I'm going to talk to them while you unload it.
Yeah, I'm
so
trying to-
this is portable. It's in this bag. You could take this tailgating. You could take this camping. You can move it all around outside. You can cook on these as well. So they do have grates that you can get that you can cook over a fire, basically. It's supposed to be smokeless, right?
For the most part,
would
it
say-
is once you get it started.
Once you get it started, it's smokeless. And so you really just kind of get to enjoy a fire without being overwhelmed by all of the smoke.
Now, what I will say is this is used. It's well used. It was
yes,
used
it's
last
well
year.
used.
So I'm not going to pull it out because we're inside. I'm trying to see. Here it is
It
right
is
here.
well loved.
You can see that it does say Solo stove. It is the stainless steel version. They
It's
make a
the
couple different
bonfire.
ones now that have colors. But we got the stainless steel bonfire. This is the 2.0.
And you got the stand.
Yeah, so I'm
Yeah.
going to show There's this fire ring to prevent things from kind of popping out.
There you go.
You got a fire ring that goes on top. I probably should have brought something to wipe my hands with. But I do want to show everybody what's in there. It comes with a carrying case too. This is the good part. So the 2.0 comes with the stand. You can see this stand goes and fits underneath the bonfire, and it keeps it off the ground. And the great thing about that is this also has the holes in it for airflow. You can, now we use a heat reflective cover under this just to make sure and be extra safe, but
Right.
you can put this on our wood deck, and we have before we got the heat reflective cover to make sure it doesn't get too hot. The surface does not burn the wood. This is pretty much cool to the touch, even though it's right under a raging fire.
Yeah.
And one of the other things I do want to do, like I said, I probably need to get something, but I have my grilling smock on apron, so I guess I can rub it on that.
Get dirty a little bit.
Can you see this? I just want to make sure, because I don't want to pull it all the way out. So you do have the grate, but what's also with the 2.0 is an ashtray.
Got it.
So the way this works, as this system goes in here, and then you put the handy dandy stand underneath, but I'm going to put it inside because I'm going to put it back away because there's still ash in here. Again, well used. Kids love s'mores. And then this goes in top.
Yeah, our kids ask Daddy Joe over here if they can do s'mores and if they can go have a fire and they can do this and that. And this is just an easy way to do it because it's so portable. And we can take it kind of basically anywhere around the house, outside, sit out and do it. We use, Joe's going to go over one of the Enviro logs that we use. It lasts about 2.5 hours. Yeah. And then it goes out. And then once it cools, you just put her back in her bag like Joe's doing right now, and you can store it.
Yeah, I let it sit. Usually what I'll do is I'll wait till it cools down. We have a 2-level deck, so I'll let it cool down. Then I take it, to the lower deck, and then I'll leave it there overnight just to make sure everything is gone. And then I can dump the ash into the garden, or if you want to dump it into your trash can, whatever works best for you. But this is nice because it does have the drawstring to keep it closed. And then we're going to be going over some of the things we used actually in the Solo Stove bonfire. Now they do make, and again, I did a lot of research, and Solo Stove has a lot of great products, different sizes. They have two smaller versions. One is a tabletop version. They do have a much larger one as well to choose from, but they definitely work really well. And
I will honestly say that I am probably more comfortable with working with that Solo Stove than I would be even if we had set up that outside fireplace, just because that was like real wood. You got to get in there and really start that. Whereas I feel like this one, you can just, Joe's going to go over the Envirolog in a minute, but you can just put that down in there, light it, and then just go sit down.
And I will say, we've used the Envirologs. We've actually gone around our yard and picked up all the sticks and branches and broke them down into a size that they'll fit in, and burn the limbs to have a fire with family or friends. I will point out, be safe. Have a fire extinguisher with you. Have a bucket of water every time we do this.
That's what you should have put on here, the fire extinguishers.
Yeah, we do have like a one of those canisters you can buy for the kitchen. Just as like a immediate aerosol, canister spray for fires. I bring that outside every time we have this, and just want to make sure that everybody's safe and everybody's doing a good job as far as safety is concerned.
All right,
but we'll talk about
the fat wood first.
I got those too.
Okay.
So everything is here. So I did get a couple of different things. So the fat wood fire starters I bought when we're using real wood. Okay. So these are types of, they're all natural, non-toxic, no oils or chemical. They're just wood that has a high resin content in it. So as soon as you light it, it goes. So you can kind of see it's a little bit shiny. And they take, flame pretty good. We'll go through some of the lighters that we have and have used. But you use 2 or 3 sticks. I usually put them in a teepee underneath the logs that I put in there, and then light them along with maybe some leaves or something else that we have. Work really great. Hold the flame. If your fire's going out a little bit, toss a couple of these in there, and it'll go right back up. And then you could toss some bigger pieces of wood. So we've used these anytime we've used natural wood. every time. And then if we're just looking for something that's easy, or we don't have any wood or logs,
these.
Can't make it to the gas station to buy a cord of wood or whatever.
And I feel like this is also the same thing I was talking about before with like the emergency preparedness. Like if you, I don't know, you're snowed in and you can't get out and go get any wood and there's no wood that's dry to get anyway, then these are great to have over in the closet.
Yeah.
Right?
So these are EnviroLogs. So these are recycled wax and cardboard pressed into a log. You can use them for fireplaces, stoves, chimneys, campfires, fire pits. They're very easy to use. You flip it open like this, you tear open along the seam, and then you light each end.
Okay, and I want to point this out, what he just said, because I thought when we got these that you took the whole thing out of the bag and then you put it down in there. And so I was kind of shocked by the instructions, like, wait, hold on. That's not what I do. You actually light both ends of the bag that this is in, and then it burns basically towards the center.
Yeah, and you tear open the seam so that there's some good airflow here.
Right.
But
I think they last about 2.5 hours.
So I'm going to make a point on that.
Okay.
So the first one we did, it does say burns up to 3 hours. And it's more heat, 50% more heat than wood is what it says. It's indoor and outdoor use. Like I said, it's very easy to use. But the first time I did this, now I lit it correctly. I did all of that. I'm like, you know what? It's not burning very high anymore. It's putting off a lot of heat, but it wasn't burning as much, and we wanted to do some s'mores. So I took the fire poker and poked it, and it does fall apart, and then it burns really, really brightly and really, really strong for a period of time. But it only lasted about 45 minutes, maybe an hour, a little more than that. And we're like, well, that's not 3 hours. So
I remember this.
The next time, which was I think later that week or the following week, we went and I lit them and I just let it go. And when we were done outside with the s'mores and we sat out there for a little bit longer, we hit, I think, the 2.5 hour, 2 hour and 45 minute mark before this was down to just a little few pieces at the bottom that had to be broken up so it would go out.
Yeah. All right. What is your next one is, and this shows on my end that there is a fairly large discount on this if you guys are watching us live.
All right. Go this way, keep the order the same. So these are the Vaunt LED camping lanterns. I will say we've had power outages multiple times this year, and these came in very handy. Not only does it have a handle on the top, a dual handle here, but it also has a handle on the side if you want to hold it like this. There's reason for that, and I'm going to try and not flash the light in anybody. It does work as a flashlight, so you can hold it like this if you want to hold it like that. It also works, as an emergency light.
Right.
Now, when you pop these up, it also works as a lantern.
That's my favorite part.
And you can turn on the top as well. And it's got different kind of SOS. So there are different settings. The other great thing is it does have hooks on the bottom. If you want to use the hooks on the bottom, you could put this
top or bottom
underneath your car hood if you're working on your car hood, or if you have something else you want to hang it from. And the last thing, now I don't have anything metal here to demonstrate this on. It does have magnets on the bottom.
Not stick on the shelf behind you? Is that not? Probably not. Maybe that's.
Oh, it's trying. It's just not.
It's just not large enough. Yeah.
It's not a big enough surface. Let me try this one. Yeah, it's sticking.
These used to be also in our emergency kind of preparedness closet that we had, but then I think I also left one or two in my car because it was originally like you can just stick this to the side of your car basically and it stays, and then you can do that red flashing light on.
As long as you have a steel car.
Right. Well, yeah. And so I thought that was really great on this, but yeah, if you're taking the dog out at night, and where we live, there's more wildlife than there are people. And so often Joe goes outside and he'll see a deer, a skunk. We've got lots of other things here as well.
There are some coyote in the area.
Yeah, coyote in the area attacking dogs. So it's good for him to take a flashlight out, kind of look at the surroundings and make sure nothing's there before he goes out with the dog.
And one of the other things I do want to point out is it takes AA batteries.
Yes.
So, and you get a fair amount of light from that. AA battery, AA batteries, 3 of them.
I just feel like it has a lot of features. And that's why I like it.
Is from Rayovac and is kind of your traditional camping lantern. One thing you'll notice is it's not as bright. It's not designed to be a lantern that's going to be bright.
Super bright, yeah.
It's designed for a lantern that you're going to be keeping, in your tent, to have a little bit of light at night or just outside of your tent. Now, the thing I want to show with this one, and again, I've had this for probably 5-10 years, since before we were married. I'd say if there's one negative, this runs on D batteries. So it is fairly heavy.
I remember before we got the Vaunt ones, he was constantly saying, I got to get more D batteries because I need to have them as backup for the lantern.
Yeah, because these batteries will last forever with this. This is designed for like longer lasting, low.
But just as backup.
Yeah.
You're going to need backup for those.
We don't really use D batteries for anything else other than flashlights in the lantern, but this is a nice LED light as well.
Right.
I've had it, like I said, 5-10 years. These were
He's had it newer. A very long time.
Probably closer to 10 years.
Joe, not only does Joe really research things before he buys them, he also keeps things for a very, very, very long time. He just now got rid of 2 polos that he has had.
She called them old man shirts.
I did call them old man shirts because they looked like old man shirts. And when I met him, people at work used to say that he dressed like he was 80 years old.
That's not true.
It's very true. And it's factual.
All right.
Okay, what are we on next? The fire starter.
We got that fire starter survival tool. This is sorry, a little bit of an itch. It's an all-in-one survival torch. We have tried this. We've actually used this to light the wood on the solo stove before. So I'm not going to do it here because we are indoors. But I am going to show you kind of how everything comes together and works. Has a nice little pouch. It does have the rope. This is the part that actually burns. And you guys can see, we've used it. It has been used. So you do have that ferrous rod here. And essentially you take this and it's got an end that is serrated and you scrape it across.
Please don't do it in here.
I'm not going to do it here. But essentially this fits over the top of this and you scrape it forward. You get a spark onto the rope. The rope ignites and you have a certain amount of it out. This will stay lit as a flame, which you can then in turn use to light the fire. And when you want it to go out, you just pull it back in.
Yeah, which is really nice feature.
But we like this. It's very easy to use if you don't have a lighter, if you are just in hopefully not a survival situation. It is fairly compact. It's not very heavy. It's maybe a pound, maybe half a pound to a pound. Just because of that ferrous rod.
I feel like this is also what I would call a hiking or camping option, because I feel like if I was a hiker or camper and I was going out for a long amount of time, I wouldn't want to take an electric one because how am I going to charge it unless I have a solar powered charge port or something. And I wouldn't want to take one that's filled with fluid because what if you fall and crack it and then it doesn't work anymore?
And the great thing about this is that it comes, it's in a pouch. You can bring it inside this case too. I mean, personally, if I was going camping, I'd have this inside of some sort of plastic bag. One of the nice things about this, if you know anything, if you've watched any of the survival shows like we have,
we love the survival
that ferrous rod, when you hit those sparks out, it's a few thousand degrees. So as long as you have something that'll take an ignition point, that single spark strike will ignite it and do it just fine. Okay. So great option, something that we've had for a while.
This next one's mine.
This is hers. Apparently she likes a cattle prod type lighter. So this is a...
Don't make me laugh. I'm going to start coughing.
So this is the electric lighter. I've never used one of these till we got this, but it is also, micro USB chargeable. It's got the LED lights here that tell you how charged it is. Maybe you can see it.
Yep.
You see that plasma? Yep. It generates, essentially, it just generates a little plasma charge there. You can see it smoking a little bit.
So I liked this because you can bend it.
You can.
And so you can just kind of bend it over. So when I'm going around and lighting all of my candles, I just kind of, bend it over and just go around all my candles. And I'm kind of funny. I like the little sound that it makes. That
and it's from Ronix. Now I'm going to have a comparison for you guys. So I have a couple of the Kingsford utility lighters as well as kind of the last comparison.
Before we move on,
Sure.
So at the time of our live stream, the one that Joe did just go over, which was my candle lighter, has a % off. So now you can continue on.
All right. So these are the Kingsford utility lighters.
Thank you for the follow, Dave.
It comes with 3 of kind of your standard lighters that you use for pretty much anything. I use these the vast majority of the time for lighting, the grill or anything else for that matter. But
I feel like this is what most people have.
If you're in a high wind situation, this is wind resistant. It comes with 2 of these.
Ooh.
This is a torch, so it's a little bit different. It's not a flame, it's a torch. And this will definitely get the grill started.
Yeah.
Whereas this one, if I didn't have the fire starters, because the fire starters touch the flame pretty well, then I'd likely have to use this to light the briquettes and hold it for a little bit of while. Or not briquettes, lump charcoal. I use the lump charcoal.
Okay.
But this is great, and it's flexible too, so you can kind of get it where you need to.
I might have to steal one of those. I like that.
But it's a torch, mind you, not a lighter.
I'm just I don't know what it is with me. It's just my personal preference. I like the ones that can bend like that. I don't know why. I just do.
You can see kind of the blue flame.
Oh, wait, sorry. You're not on. There you go. Yeah, I see it. Please don't burn the house down. That would be fantastic. Again, thank you, Dave, for the follow today. Thank you for everyone who's commenting. And, of course, if you have any questions on anything that we are currently going over or anywhere on the list, maybe you're just now joining and you have a question about something earlier, feel free to ask us, and we will go back to that gladly.
Right.
So I did find this. Yay. And it was down here. I wasn't crazy.
Is it Treva? Hopefully I'm
Treva. It is a bug fan because I have 2 little girls that wig out if we decide to eat outside and there's a fly. They won't eat. They can't focus on anything other than the fly. But I think they get that from me because I hate flies.
And you've probably seen these at some restaurants, either on the tables or sometimes they'll hang them.
Yeah.
Because they'll wrap them up and hang them like this. But you'll see these at the table. Just having this spinning around is enough to deter the flying insects.
Yeah. So we leave that out on the middle of the table when we are outside eating. That way we don't have flies landing on our plates and my children will actually focus and eat their food.
And it's got a little reflective surface again to deter them. And if you touch it while it's spinning, they're
correct. Flimsy. You can put your hand right in it so you don't have to worry about it being around littles and them harming themselves.
And it's chemical free too, so you don't have to worry about
chemical free, all that jazz. So it's good to go. And at the time of our live stream, it shows on my end that there's a % off. Now, today's live stream is sponsored by Thermacell, and Joe is going to be going over 2 different products from them that we received in the last week. However, we already had them because we like their stuff.
Yeah. So this one's brand new. I don't think Jen's opened it yet. So
I have not opened that one because we used the other one, and then I just brought one that we used and one that was still in the box.
Okay, so you can kind of see it.
Yeah.
So this is the patio shield. You have the ability to turn it off, to start it, and on, because you start these, it gets it going, and then you put it back into the on state. It's scent free. It creates like a bubble over you, and it's got these inserts that go in the top here.
And then if you hold it to where they can see underneath on the bottom, there's like a little bottle that you screw in to the bottom when you get it.
And then you want to look in here and see, again, you're igniting it. You want to make sure you see that it's glowing a little bit in this window that they have here.
And so we do outdoor movie nights on top of grilling and eating outside. And along with flies, no one likes mosquitoes either. And I don't want to completely cover myself in spray or lotion or put bracelets all over myself and my kids trying to not get eaten alive just because I want to go outside. So what I found most interesting about these is I used the 15-foot zone one when we went out for my daughter's birthday and we watched Little Mermaid outside on the big blow-up screen. And like Joe said, it basically just creates this giant 15-foot zone that keeps your flying bugs away.
And giant for this one, but this
and
one's
it doesn't like smell.
No, you
I
don't
never
smell
smelled it.
It's scent free.
It's scent free, but it works. Like it works.
Yep. And then this one is the little bit higher end model.
20-foot zone.
Yeah, this is the mosquito repellent one. It's got a 20-foot zone. Again, no smoke, no mess, easy to use. The refills for this last about 12 hours.
Yep.
One of the things I can show you is kind of hopefully what it looks like. These little refills come in, it looks like a little cartridge that pops in rather than like the little slip that you put in here. A little sleeve that falls in here. And then once this one ignites, it kind of shows you the airflow. It heats it up and then activates it and it comes out the top.
Yeah.
Again, no spray, scent free. We haven't opened one of these somewhere upstairs that we were using because essentially we had these on either side of us as we're watching the movie,
right.
Or I think one was up by the kids and one was back by us, and none of us got any bites, which
is rare.
Yeah, I go and walk
rare.
the dog at night, or I take him in the front yard, and I usually come out
alive.
with bites on my ankles all the time. And we were out there for about an hour and a half watching the movie. They didn't make it through the whole way because then they wanted to go to sleep.
Right.
But
fantastic. I will tell everyone, both of these work. So regardless of which one you want to get, they both work. One's 20-foot zone, one is a 15-foot zone. They both last a long time. They're super easy to use. You can even put it out like around where food is to keep everything away from your food. And the one that Joe just went over on my end shows a really large % off at the time of our live stream right now. Thank you, Thermacell, for that.
And they do come in different colors.
I don't know how long that is going to last. So if you're watching us live, I would probably go ahead and add it to your cart so that you can get that % off while we're live.
Yeah, and the one that I see in the picture is kind of like a blue-gray color, whereas this is a solid black.
And so Dave says, what is the cost of the refills? And I will look that up for you because we have not had to buy refills yet.
We haven't actually gone through 12 hours of using them outside.
Correct.
We've had a couple of movies that we've used them for, so we haven't gotten to that point yet, but it is something we will have to do soon.
Right. And so always for anything that we're going over to, if it's the brand that you're looking for, when you click on what is featured right now, underneath the very title at the very top, it should say Thermacell Store. And if you click where it says Thermacell Store from there, it will open up and show you all the different refill options and things like that. Because, Dave, I just remembered I am not allowed to say prices on Amazon Live. We're not allowed to say the actual price. I can only say, hey, like I see a % off, make sure you're seeing it too, but we are not allowed to say the actual price of anything. But okay, let's keep going, Joe.
All right.
Joe's got coolers. So
this first one is mine.
The first one is his. Only because I gave it to him.
Yeah, this was a Father's Day gift this year.
Hold on, you're not on yet.
Oh.
But the reason Joe got this is because he kept stealing mine. And I'm like, leave my stuff alone, man. Like, get your own. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm on.
Yeah, you're
so
on.
This is the Yeti Roadie 24 cooler. You should be able to put 24 cans of beverage in here.
You can.
With
easily.
The ice. And, it's nice. It's got, the seal around it. It really is fairly deep so that you can put just about anything you want to do in there. Now, why does Jen say I keep taking hers? Well, after I'm done smoking the pork shoulder, the brisket, I wrap it up and put it in a cooler to, kind of rest for another hour or two. It does have the clamps on the front to lock it down. It does have carrying on the side, or what I really like about this one is it has the handle and the strap.
Yep.
It's a Yeti, so it's heavy duty, which means it also has a little bit of weight to it, but it's going to hold the temperature. The kids, I think the first time I actually used this one, the kids decided when we were going on a trip to take a look at some fossils at a fossil bed near here, they were going to load it with their snacks and a Yeti cooler pack, and that was its first excursion. All their little snacks and stuff in here, and they loved it. it worked quite well. I've also used it once for the meat after I got done cooking it.
I have also used this before, and Joe did not know.
And this does have rubber feet on the bottom as well.
Oh, sorry. I did. You can show them your rubber feet on the bottom.
So
I got him that because I liked the color myself.
It's a new color.
I love the green. They have all kinds of colors, and they are constantly coming out with new colors as well. But I will say that that is the one that I typically take in the car with me if I'm doing like a road trip or traveling with my 2 girls, because I can throw enough drinks and snacks and everything like that down in there. Or, you know, when we went on a family vacation with my family, we packed extra stuff that we might need for the trip. And I just feel like it's the perfect size for the car, which is probably why it's called the Roadie.
Yep. The next one up is the Yeti Tundra 35. Again, 35 cans of beverage in here. The nice thing about these is these are designed to have, not that that one isn't, but these are specifically designed if you want to take it to a beach or you want to take it out somewhere and you're putting wet ice in here as opposed to ice packs. It's got the port on the side to drain any water so that you don't have to.
Just a little, because it's underneath a, there you go. There's
yeah, it's got the little port on there so you can drain the ice. Now it does have the rope handles on the side. It also has handles underneath here, so you can use either or. Now we're a fairly big Yeti family. We have a Yeti bag that you can use, and we also have a Yeti 110 that we use during some of our moves in the past.
Yeah, because, well, and I mean, here's the thing. Joe and I have moved a lot. Like a lot. He knows we've moved a lot. But there's just some things that are in your freezer that you're not going to move without. And so we had to figure out a way to get it basically cross country. And the Yeti 110,
it worked well. We had it filled.
It worked. We had it slam packed full. It worked. And we even stopped somewhere overnight.
We refilled ice.
We refilled ice. Everything made it. It was great.
Yeah. So this version of the Yeti does come with this little tray inside. You can use it to put things in it. You can use it to put like ice packs in it if you want the ice on top, since the cold air is going to settle. Works really, really well. We love this. Now, if you did want to put something else in here that does have the strap possibility there, you can kind of see it on the side. If you had straps you wanted to put, and I think they make accessories where you can actually have that as a carry-on. Also, now I didn't check on the smaller one. It doesn't look like, yes, they do have it. I think it's just in a different spot. But one of the things I do want to point out, there are spaces on each side to put locks if you do want to lock it down on these. I don't see it on the Roadie, but definitely on the Tundra 35 as well as the 110, they do have these on the side so you can lock them. Now, why would you need a lock on it? Well, one of the reasons these are so popular, and you can see this one's well loved. The kids have climbed on it. We've used it quite a bit. We've had this for probably, 5 years? We've had this since New York. So,
yeah, we've had it a long time.
We've had it for a long time, and the kids will roughhouse with it. But why do you need locks on something like this? These were designed to keep temperatures for many days.
Yeah.
So people who go hunting, fishing, deep in the woods, why would you need to lock your cooler? Well, bears like food.
Yeah.
So especially if you're going to put your cooler up in a tree or something like that, you want to make sure you're able to lock it so that something can't get into it.
All right. No, he is not Walter White. That is not why he needs to lock that cooler, even though everyone says
why, did somebody
Joe
else
looks
comment
like
again?
Walter. No.
Did somebody else comment again?
No, but they almost always do every live stream.
All right.
Okay, these next 2 items, I'm going to have Joe demonstrate them for you.
Well, let's see if I can.
Both of these, so this again is a this or that live stream. So Joe is demonstrating, like, would you rather have this or would you rather have that?
You have to tell me if it's lined up correctly.
On like items. If you move the table a little bit that way, it probably, like the whole table.
Well, no, I can't. Like, I'm just gonna.
Okay. So these are from Aged and Charred, and we have worked with them in the past. We love everything from Aged and Charred, but we are also like, we like to do things at like party tricks or the holidays to show like, hey, we smoked your glass before you pour your drink in it. That's kind of like our thing. We just thought these were really, really cool. So I'm going to have Joe show you both of the sets, and then you guys kind of pick which realm is more of yours.
So we're going to start with the cocktail smoker kit.
And ignore our mower.
Yeah, they're mowing today. It's Wednesday.
Yeah.
So this comes in a really nice wooden carrying case, which I really liked. This is the one I told Jen I wanted. So it does come with the instructions, you know, how to make some recipes. It's got a simple use card that you can have for this. Now this one's designed so that it just fits over your glass. You're going to have a single glass out there. This goes on top of the glass, and I'll show you guys how this opens up.
Do I have a glass in here?
No, it's okay.
Oh, you took it.
Yeah. So this got a little mesh, little tray in here that you put your wood chips in, which is really great that it has that. It's not messy. It does come with the butane you need.
I'm going to go get a glass because I want to demonstrate this.
It's going to come with the butane you need for the lighter. You might want to leave the microphone down here.
Oh.
You might want to put it over there so we're not getting feedback.
Oh. I'm not going upstairs though. I'm just going right out here.
All right. It does come with the torch, which it has instructions for how to do that. You'll put the butane in the bottom for a few seconds to get it filled up. Just to show you it does. Hopefully it's working. Yep. There you go. Nice torch working on there. It does come with backup one of those grates if you need to clean it, or if maybe the grate you burned it too much, you need to switch them out. It does come with a cleaning pipe cleaner too, which is fantastic. I might add you use that all the time. One of the nice things about this is it comes with a few. I'm going to hold this up rather than try to pull them all out. Let's go. And Jen, you'll have to tell me. Hopefully I'm on camera. No, I can't use that one. That one's got to go.
Sure?
I can just use the other one. That one. Yeah.
What about this one?
No.
Okay.
All right.
I brought extras.
So this one, the nice thing is if you don't know really what kind of smoke you want, you know, anything works really well. You got hickory, oak, cherry, and apple. So it'll provide a little bit of different smell and flavor to the glass. Love this one. So I'm not going to do the demo with this one. We have that kit.
I want to see the smoke in the glass.
We're gonna do the glass here on this one, so it's kind of cool for that.
Well, can you just show him how the top fits on the glass? It's so cool to watch though when he does this, because the whole glass fills with smoke. I just like it.
Can you see it clearly?
No.
Yeah. So can you see this one?
Yeah, but you'd have to, if you did it and then just held it up, they could see. Come on, Joe. You guys, go, Joe, go. Go, Joe, go. There we go.
All right.
But then turn your Cubs thing around. That's
hey. They won the year my daughter was born, so I'm okay with it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do some of the cherry wood.
I just love the way this smells. I don't even know if I can smell it right now with how congested I am, but if I can, I love how this smells.
There's a silicone pouch in there a silica, I should say, pouch to help
One
keep
thing
the moisture
about this though, guys, is actually they can see you better on that camera now since you move closer. We have candles all throughout the house, and Joe will light them a lot, and then sometimes it'll kind of like give me a headache, and I can't do it anymore. But this smell, if he goes and lights one of these to go like mix a drink up, I could smell this smell all day, every day, all the time. It's so good.
All right.
So good. Okay.
So everybody can see this, right?
Yes.
Here we go.
I'm going to put you on the bigger camera.
This camera?
You're on that one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
you can see it better on that.
All right.
This is so cool. And then you'll see all the smoke going down in the glass.
So you want to get that lit first.
Oh, that's so cool.
All the smoke, see, there it goes.
You waited too long to cover the top, just so you're aware.
Sorry.
You're supposed to light and then hurry and cover it so all the smoke gets, there it is, shoved down in the glass. How sweet is that? It's so cool. I don't know why I like it, but I do.
And by the way, just show this is cool to the touch. It's not hot. Now, I wouldn't recommend doing that if you had it on for a long time, but short burst, just so you know, it's a relatively safe torch.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not going to... 5 seconds on, you would expect this to be piping hot. It's not.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I just want to show you, from a safety perspective, you don't have to worry about putting this down after you've used it. It's going to be relatively cool to the touch.
Don't you need that for the other one too?
I'm going to use the one that came with this one. So I'm trying to keep everything in the kits together so that it's easier to see.
Look at it coming out.
I'm going to leave this open off to the side just in case.
And you can also put ice down in there before you smoke so that it technically smokes the ice as well.
Awesome.
So good. Doesn't it smell so good? Oh, it's one of my favorite smells in the world. That and like a real, I'm on me.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you need to
switch
move
back
it?
to this one so they can see.
Okay,
I'm setting this
he
up.
wants to show you. Let me feature it. And again, both of these aged and charred kits that we're demonstrating right now, they are both marked down. So it shows me on my end that they're marked down.
If you want to have a little bit of fun with how you're doing it, it does.
That I'm on the wrong. There we go.
All right. So this has a little board in it to put the glasses on. You can set it up however you want. I'll just put it on
the
constant light. And it does come with a few accessories as well. I'm just going to put this inside so you can kind of see what the cup looks like.
So what I like about the one that Joe's doing right now is, so if you have a lot of people over for a holiday party,
you can do more than one at a time.
Yeah, you can do, I've done like 3 or 4 different glasses in there before. You can put shot glasses, you can put cocktail glasses, you can put little like martini glasses or little wine cups. You can do multiple glasses at one time, so then people aren't waiting for you to smoke one glass at a time.
Yeah, so I think you can get 3 tumblers in here at a time. Mm-hmm. I tried to place this one right underneath the hole on top. You'll see I did burn the side of this a little bit, but
you ruined it.
I did not ruin it.
Just kidding.
It's still got this one. I try to show these as they come in the kit so that you see everything that comes with it. It does come with the butane for the lighter. It does come with the barrel. It does come with the board and the light. It does come with little smoke stack, I'll call it. It comes with oak. So it doesn't come with all the different types of wood in this one, but it does come with the oak. So you'll have, and again, if you like smoked drinks, it'll be fine either way. I'm not too worried about that. I believe Gigi's here, Mommy.
Ooh,
I saw Gigi's something here. In our, unless it's the lawnmowers in the front.
Oh, okay.
Sorry,
we'll be done in just a moment.
We get notifications to see, and Gigi's coming to visit today, so the kids will be excited because she made it before school got out today. Yep. This one, like I said, also is similar to the other one. It comes with the brush for cleaning. Mm-hmm. This one comes with 3 of the little mesh cups for the wood chips. So I'll just show you that here. Mm-hmm. And then it does come with its own lighter. So again, these are nice gifts because it comes with... didn't fill this one, so I do have to use the other one. Well, you can just fill it. You got the little tank right in front of you. Again, both of these kits come with everything that someone would need. So that's why I think that they're both really great gifts in general, because they both come literally with everything. It's not like you're going to gift this to someone and then they're like, oh, I don't have a butane fuel thing. I wanted one of these, but you either got just the kit and it had no lighter, or it had the lighter and no butane, and like this has everything that comes with it. Yeah, these 2 kits are our favorite. Basically, of all of the Asian chart offerings. Is this lined up good? Yep, that's lined up good. Right. And so Joe's going to just light this now, and then you will see the smoke going down inside the barrel. Real good. Yep, you can see it going down into that glass now. And then what it does with everything that's in the barrel is you'll see the smoke, and you can see it really good with the lights underneath. All the smoke is going down into everything that's then in the barrel. And you can... if you want more smoke, you can hit it again. Yeah. Get it so it's got a little bit of a flame. And then cover it. And then cover it again. So, I think normally when we're doing multiple glasses, we do hit it twice. Yeah. And then we let them sit. Yeah, you can see it good. It's very smoky. But I just feel like these are great. I don't know. I'm a huge fan of these. All right. Joe, everyone is... The people are clicking on your Star Wars Darth Vader apron, my love. All right. You want to show it to them in full? I do have it. It's very well used because it's faded. It's faded and it's got stuff all over it. It's been washed, but the kids got this for me quite a few years ago, and we've been using it since, whether I'm cooking inside or on the grill outside. Daddy's grill. It's all over the place. And then I do have to show my shirt. Yep, this is Joe's game day shirt. So I'm not getting completely... So this is the game day shirt. And just to kind of, I guess, clarify, the game day shirt as well as the football y'all shirt are Ketosis Mom merch.
on Amazon. So these are some of our merch that we make and place on Amazon, and you can get them now too, because
And again,
it's
like,
football, y'all.
Pretty much everything we went through today, whether it's the grilling or the outdoor fire pit or, these
are all of Joe's favorite things, guys.
The smoking of the drinks, things that we went through today is perfect for this time of year.
It is.
You have playoffs for baseball. You have your football season.
You got tailgate.
Whether
you got
you're a college fan or a professional sports fan,
it's barbecue time.
Anything that we've used today could be used, as part of your tailgate or your family grilling session on a Saturday or Sunday.
This is the time of year that my house gets the best food because Joe's got the grill out with all of his grilling stuff and he's ready to go. So Joe's game day shirt is featured right there. I see that a lot of y'all are clicking on that. We tried to make shirts that are a little more generic. They do come in other colors as well. So when you click on the listings, you'll be able to see that. But for me, I feel like this specifically is just more, it doesn't matter what game I'm going to, or if you've got kids at 2 different schools and they're different colors, like one is red and one is purple, you can just get one that's gray or black.
Tell me I was back on this camera. I'm looking there. And I'm right
so
here.
sorry. I'm so sorry. You're over here now. I'm so sorry. All right, guys. So now that we see that we have visitors at our house now, we are going to go ahead and end today's live stream of our This and That features. I hope that everyone really enjoyed them, and we appreciate you all following us, hearting our live stream. Even if you're watching on demand, you can still heart at every different section of the live stream that you have enjoyed. That just helps us know that what kind of content you're enjoying so that we can continue to put that out for you. All of the hearts, follows, comments also help us in the future with brand deals and especially with Amazon directly to help boost this stream. So I think we're done.
We're good for today.
All right, no more questions. So we're going to go ahead and end for today, and we will see you all next week. Next week, we are not going to go live on Wednesday. We are going to go live on Friday evening because we are going to be including the children in the stream with us that time. We have a sponsored stream with Grace Karen, and we're going to be doing women and children's clothing, and I'm going to be highlighting fall, Halloween, and holiday outfits from them during that sponsored stream. Again, that stream is on Friday. You can tap our storefront and tap follow. You can also tap follow from this live stream directly, and then it will let you know when we're going live next as well. So thank you all for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.